My intention with this call is basically to reflect any ways since you read Breaking Normal, just like the guy on the cover of the book that might be in a self-imposed prison without being aware of it. If there's any kind of limitations or anything that sounds like, oh, that might be a little limiting, or anything like that, I would love to reflect, and I would love to honor the 11-minute time constraint to see how much we can get done in this creative constraint.
Okay.
Awesome. So we'll begin then, if that sounds good to you.
Yes.
Awesome. So on your message, what I read in your message was that you greatly appreciated Breaking Normal because how I was not trying to categorize spirituality.
Yeah.
Okay, is that so? Cool. So, first of all, thank you for recognizing that, because it does seem a little wacky to me, and that's probably one of the reasons I'm really good friends with JP Sears. That how, to me, this is all spiritual. So why do spiritual people talk about some things as being spiritual and others not?
Exactly.
Awesome. So what about on your end? Did you have any questions, any things that come up? Do you have any intuitive ideas that you would like to explore while we're in each other's presence for these 10 minutes?
Actually, when I was reading or listening to your book, what I find really nice is that you seem to have come to the same point as me and my husband here in completely different circumstances. Me after 25 years in this self-development business, with all these spiritual identities, I'm feeling a little bit stuck here.
You're feeling...
where I am.
Okay. And where are you at? What does that mean that you're feeling stuck where you're at? I'm not sure what you mean by here.
By here, I mean here physically here. I'm living in the mountains of Spain, a beautiful finca in the mountains. Everything is perfect, but there's no energy in motion, so to speak.
Okay.
It's like nothing is happening.
And when you say 25 years, have you been there for 25 years, or you've been in this practice of self-development, the self-development world for 25 years?
I've been in the world of self-development for 25 years. I've been here for 7 years.
Okay, and what does that mean? Do you render a service or a product that's like seminars, retreats, books? What do you do in the self-development world?
Yes, in Denmark when I was living there, I was teaching NLP and the Enneagram. And I stopped doing that because what I was feeling was that it became more an identity to people. Instead of breaking out of the box, they actually felt very comfortable in the box.
Okay.
So that was the reason why I stopped teaching in Denmark, and then I moved here to Spain with my first husband. And I've been living in a retreat here because of illness in the family and deaths and so on. But now I started to make retreats here in where I'm living this year.
Okay. And do people spend the night at your retreat center, or do they just come for day events, or have you hosted events yet?
We have had 2 events in the spring, and what we're having now is 4 days, 2 days, and 1 day.
Okay. And what's the basics of the event?
The basic is reconnect to yourself. Getting closer to yourself, expressing yourself. So that's what we're trying to do here. But it seems like, I don't know, it seems like in this area people are very attached to getting things, to adding things, to add more concepts.
Versus what? You said they're more attached to adding more concepts and ideas versus
getting out of the box, getting rid of all the concepts.
And what does that look like to you?
Flexible.
What does that look like to you when you're not being driven by concepts?
that means that I'm living in the now, that I'm actually doing what I feel like doing in the moment.
And what does that look and feel like? Like right now? Because I'm looking at you, for instance, and I'm imagining there is an energy building where you're becoming even more present and engaged with what we're talking about. But when I look at your facial expressions, it looks kind of like you're not, I'm not sure what's going on with you. It seems almost stoic. So I'm wondering,
Yeah.
what does it look like? Do you look like a crazy little kid when you're fully present and engaged and out of concepts? Or does it just look how you're looking right now?
No, I'm in the middle of the process myself of beginning to express myself, because I can see I've been very much into the identity, spiritual identities also. What do you call it? Working damage. I don't know, that was directly translated from Danish, but when you are doing something for years and years and years, I've been noticing with myself that one of the things that I've been believing was that I needed to contain everything. So that meant, for example, that I was never expressing my anger. I was always suppressing it. And well, it's the last years it is beginning to surface. So noticing that actually I've been stuck in a role for years.
All right, so what's coming up for me, and I'm imagining going pretty quickly here, but I like doing this, and I think it seems like you're enjoying it as well, if I had to guess. I'm guessing that, yeah, you, like you said, to repeat what you said, you've practiced for a while now being good at withholding your emotions, especially taboo emotions such as anger or sadness or madness or craziness. And I understand a little bit of the Danish culture in the sense of, even though there's rules. Deanna, you know, my wife's from Denmark, and I get there's a bit more of a stoicism, it seems, rather than a self-acceptance through self-expression. Like more like the menu rather than the meal. It's like, how does it look rather than how it actually tastes? And I'm imagining you're ready to break out of that box. Hence why you read Breaking Normal. Hence why we're having this conversation. Hence maybe why one of the first things I picked up when I look at you as like, you're probably extremely intelligent, extremely insightful, and a little mad and not showing your anger. And I do believe people teach what they want to master. Like one of my friends, I'll tell a little story about this. One of my really good friends, he kind of confessed to me. He's like, Daniel, like, I'm getting all these people to speak from their heart, but I think that's really just what I want to do. And I'm like, awesome. Like, he felt like he wasn't supposed to be doing it. And I'm like, no, that's exactly why you're going to be a great teacher at it, because you can like walk through the fire first. You can walk through the wall. Like, the person that goes through the wall gets bloodiest. The person that breaks through the wall might get the bloodiest, but they're going to be setting an example for others. And I think what I'm getting from this quickly is that you are ready to like rewild that inner child, to maybe like let go of the culturing of it's more important to be suppressed and look spiritual than maybe like a crazy little kid that lives inside of you, that lives inside of all of us. That's what I'm getting. Now, how does that happen? I don't know. When's the last time you like were fully expressed? Like, when do you think, is there a time that comes up in your recent memory when you were like a little crazy and a little wild, but it felt really good, even if it was angry or sad or mad?
The last 2 years with my current husband, that has arrived a lot in our life together. Being both angry and being Annette 5 years old again, but also in the both negative and positive.
Oh, cool.
So yes, it is coming.
Yeah, and another thing I was going to say is I hear a little bit of a story that you've been doing this for so long. So like here, let's think about Jesus. Jesus, it was basically what he lived for. According to history, he lived to 33 years old and was really known for like a year of his life, a year. So whenever I hear, people have come into our events, and a lot of times people are like, oh, but I'm too young. Like, this is new for me. I'm too young for this. And then there's other people like, oh, I'm too old for this. And I'm like, wait a minute, what the freak is this time thing? So I think you're probably if I had to guess, you're probably understanding that time's a bit of an illusion. So I would, first of all, let go of giving any more power to the illusion of time. I don't care what you've done for 99 years of your life. Like 1 minute can make someone's whole legacy. Just like, let's think about the Om Daddy video. Like literally, I probably did hundreds of hours of videos to reach maybe 100,000 people, or maybe 1,000 people, maybe and then I do random 42 seconds that reaches hundreds of millions of people. So if I was under the illusion that, that takes 25 years to reach 1 million people, no, it doesn't. It takes like 40 seconds. For me, it took 42 seconds and like a click of a button. So those are the two things. Like I would since my timer says almost 9 minutes. I might have missed the time, but my quantum consultation in this case is like to really find those things that make you angry or mad or crazy, and to increase them, and not to think them as negative, but to really treat I want you to treat yourself like I treat Davina. Like, wow, my little I'm being a little baby and it's a little crazy, but I still love me. And then the other thing is just like let go of any of the age, time, 25 years, 7 years, any of that stuff. That can all change in one click of a button, whether it's a flight or whether it's whatever it is. And that's 11 minutes. And I'm like, I really want to honor that because I have more of these to do, about 100 more. And I'm so stoked for your message and you sharing your story, and really what your message just deeply resonated with me. To play the game of time, and like just you being Danish and being in Spain and being over categorizing and conceptualizing spirituality, which is everything. Like maybe more just embodying it and actualizing it and realizing it may be beyond words. So thank you very much, and I want to, maybe we'll see you in Maui, and I'll get to see you be a little crazy a little bit more. Wow.
It's possible.
Oh yeah, it's happening. It's happening. I see it. I saw the smile and the giggles. That's why it looks good on you.
Thank you.
I love Ja. I praise Ja. Okay, so today's October 18th. And I have committed to doing 111 quantum consultations. I've done 9. This is the 9th one, I believe. So that leaves 102. If you wanted to do one with me, all you have to do is be one of the first 102 people to send me a screenshot of your review on Audible, preferably. I think if I had to play the game of comparison, that's what I would recommend. And or the hard copy of the book on Amazon. And allegedly it tastes pretty good. So, aloha.
Run, guan, guan, guan. 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 Run, guan.